Sarah was an adventurous lady who loved to spend time with nature. She was on a break from her work and convinced her husband, Mark, and her son, Jason, to go on an adventure into the African jungle to experience nature at its true form. Sarah, Mark, and Jason arrive at Douala International Airport, excited for their African adventure. They take a small plane to a remote town near the rainforest. A local guide, Emmanuel, greets them and prepares them for their jungle trip. The family embarks on a guided trek deep into the lush green rainforest. They marvel at the exotic birds, monkeys, and ancient trees. Emmanuel warns them not to stray from the path, as they can easily get lost and the jungle can be unforgiving. As night falls, they set up camp near a river, hoping to continue their journey the next day. The next morning, they realize Emmanuel is gone, but his belongings are left behind. Confused and worried, the family decides to continue, thinking he will return. They find footprints leading into a deeper part of the forest, and they decide to explore, thinking they can find other people or Emmanuel. The family stumbles upon a hidden village with thatched huts. The villagers, dressed in traditional attire, seem welcoming but oddly quiet. The chief, an old man with piercing eyes, invites them to stay. The villagers offer them food, but Sarah notices a tooth in her soup. There was something strange about this place. Jason hears strange whispers at night. He is frightened and wants to leave the jungle. It was not as fun as Sarah had convinced them it would be. A villager tells Sarah, "You must eat. You need to be strong." Sarah begins feeling weak and disoriented. Sarah starts hallucinating, seeing Mark and Jason with rotten faces. Something is really strange about this place, Sarah thought to herself. The villagers perform a ritual, chanting under the moon. Sarah notices this, and she starts to investigate the village, and she stumbles upon a hut filled with human bones and skulls. Sarah is caught snooping around, and she is captured by the tribe. Sarah is tied up, forced to watch as Mark and Jason are taken away. She screams, but the villagers only smile. Mark is executed first. Jason is next. Sarah manages to break free. She sets Jason free as well, and they both flee, running into the jungle. The villagers chase them with torches. As they run through the jungle, Jason slips and falls, and he was captured by the tribe. Sarah knows there's nothing she can do to save him. She decides to run further and see if she could get help from the outside. She manages to hide in a shallow tree, and when they were no more in sight, she ran further away. Days later, she is found by another tribe, barely alive. She tells her story to the authorities, but they have a hard time believing her story as they searched the forest but couldn't find any traces of her family or the tribe. The authorities dismiss her story as delirium. Sarah had no way to prove what had happened to her and her family. She returns home, but the nightmares never stop. Sometimes she hears Jason's voice calling her name. This is a story of Sarah, who survived a cannibalistic tribe in an African jungle. If you love this content, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification icon so you get notified whenever there's a new video. Thank you for watching. It's story time with Toby.